Good evening, everybody. Meteorologist Matt Farrell here with a look at your weather on this Thursday night. And it is Thursday, which means we start off with the drought monitor. And it's not great news this week. In fact, it's a little bit worse from last week. We're starting to see those drought conditions spread well east of I-35 towards Marlin, Hearn, College Station, Caldwell, and Cameron. Now under that moderate drought stage. Cameron actually under the severe drought stage. Same for Temple. Killeen now still seeing the extreme drought conditions they were seeing last week, but you can see this little area of red has expanded both west and east. So the extreme drought conditions growing across central Texas, and that's where we see the worst crop damage. And the only way to really overcome any of this is for us to get some rain in the bucket. And unfortunately, we haven't seen any since July 1st, haven't seen measurable rainfall since June 16th, and I don't have much for you in the next 7 days either. For today, again, no rain once again, 5.62 inches below where we're supposed to be for this time of the year. Temperatures, though, staying in check a little bit. We had a little bit of an upper level low pressure system slide to the west out of the Gulf and keep things in check, move that high pressure out of the way just a little bit for today, and that kept things a couple of degrees cooler than we've seen here recently and closer to the averages. And with dry air in place, we didn't have much of a heat index. That's the good side of low humidity. The bad side is it does increase our fire danger. The Texas A&M Forest Service does put out their fire danger forecasts every day. And for tomorrow, we are looking at the high risk across all of central Texas. A couple of areas near Waco and the moderate risk, and Seasonable, Passus, Burnett, and Llano under the very high threat of fire danger tomorrow. So what does that mean when I say fire danger? It means if any fires get started, we're talking about how quickly they can spread and how easily they can get out of control. So when we say high fire danger, yeah, if you burn anything outside, it can spread very rapidly. Worst areas will, of course, be west of I-35, where it is a little bit drier and those drought conditions are a little bit worse. The dry vegetation really can drive fire, and that's why we talk about the drought and then we talk about the fire back to back. So when I talk about dry air, what am I talking about for tomorrow? Well, we start off decent, obviously cooler temperatures, higher humidity, but by the afternoon, those numbers, again, back to that 20 to 30% range. That is dry air, and dry air is very conducive to fire development. And then by Saturday, same story, 20 to 30% across the area. This afternoon, again, stayed around 99, 100 degrees across the area, so that is good news. But again, when it's a little bit drier outside, we do have to worry about those fire conditions. Not a lot of change in your 7-day forecast. We'll say right around 100 through the weekend. Next week, that high pressure system does take control of our weather again and takes us back up to the 103 and 104 range by the middle of the week.